Wolfpack. Welcome to my channel. It's Juan Rubio, the Wolf of Real Estate. I appreciate you guys coming by. So we just finished another flip. This is 4259 El Carnal Way here in Las Vegas. This is a beautiful home we actually got for about $282,000, and we're gonna be relisting for about $450,000. I'll have a separate video of how much I spent on every single item in here and how much the renovation costs were. So you guys can take a look at that. So yeah, let's start off. I'm gonna go through and give you guys a little tour of every single thing we did. And I do have a before and after video, so we'll put those together and you guys can compare and contrast the before and after finishes. So with the landscaping, we left everything the same. We didn't touch anything here in the front except for adding a couple plants here in the planter. We cleaned it up, just added a couple more little rocks here and there, but we pretty much kept the landscaping the same here in the front. The home already had great curb appeal. These steps over here, those concrete steps are really nice. I think it gives the home a great curb appeal. The garage door, if you guys remember from our previous video, it was super messed up. So follow me, guys. This door was super messed up. It pretty much had dents in it. The motor wasn't working, so we had to get a brand new door and we had to replace the motor. We also painted this. We went with like a Aria white, I think was the color of the outside of the property, with a little bit of a brown. It was kind of a little hard to decide in Home Depot which color we were gonna go with. I wish we would have went with a little bit of a lighter brown, but you know, that's okay. I think it came out really good. My whole mindset behind the color of the home was that we had a lot of brown and earth tones on the outside of it, including the roof trim, and I really wanted to go with a gray on the outside of the home, but I realized I'm doing a more of a farm style inside the home with a beige flooring that kind of looks like a white oak. But this trim on the outside and the roof, I mean, it was just gonna be way too hard to paint the shingles. When you paint shingles, the color doesn't really stick on too well, so it's just gonna be really difficult to try to get those shingles gray and then try to go with the gray and white. So I did stick with the brown and white instead. So yeah, come on in, guys. Let's see the inside of the home. Here's where we added the planters right here. Added a couple plants. When we do have a lot of desert landscaping here, so if you see in the front, we have some nice palms, and these bigger, taller plants kind of make the property stand out a little bit more. You want to make sure that you don't just go with the smaller plants. You want something that's going to stand out a little bit, and so these plants kind of do that for us to just give it that curb appeal that we need. Yeah, so the front door, we ended up painting it pretty much the same colors as the trim that we were doing on the outside. This outside light right here was already here, so it's a nice exterior light. It's stainless steel, so we decided to just keep that one. All right, guys, let's go. Come on, check the inside out. All right, guys, so a little bit of details about the home. The property was built in '75 as on an 8,000 square foot lot. It's 1,815 square feet. This floor plan is actually going to be very familiar to a couple of you guys that are here in Vegas. It's similar to the model home that's 1,615 square feet, but they added an extra 200 square feet on the back. I'll point that out when we go out there. But yeah, so starting with the front of the property, we changed all the fixtures of pretty much all the doors. So these are all brand new fixtures. The door is the same, but we painted the outside, if you guys remember that. Closet doors, these we actually left. So these are original. We just painted them over with white. And then we did the flooring here throughout the closet. And then just painted the inside white as well. Then the whole property, we decided to go with like a white, you know, an off-white color. And the flooring is probably what I'm most proud about. I have a good client of mine that works at Best Buy Flooring, and that's absolutely killed it, man. I told him I was looking for, you know, some luxury vinyl planking that's waterproof so we could put in the kitchen and pretty much everywhere. A lot of people used to put the laminate flooring in, but now they're switching over to luxury vinyl planking. You don't need padding, so it's a little cheaper and it's a little easier to put onto the flooring. And then in Vegas, it's really tough on laminated and manufactured hardwood just because it's so dry here. So this flooring does really well with our weather. So yeah, we painted the whole properties. We changed all the light fixtures. If you guys remember, there was a step down as soon as you came up here. So as soon as I took a step here, this was about, man, it was about like 8 inches deep. So it was a whole sunken living room. So we raised the floorings all the way up. We were deciding in between if we were gonna do that with wood or concrete, and we decided that we were gonna do the concrete because the wood obviously the lumber went up in prices due to COVID. They shot up like 60% or something crazy. So the concrete was actually cheaper to do than it was to do the lumber. So we raised the flooring up so it could just be a seamless transition. If you guys remember my before video, I said people that look for 1-stories, this whole property is 1-story. So people that look for 1-stories, they really want to make sure that they don't have any step downs in case you know, they're handicapped or whatever the situation is. So we did, you know, put a whole new flooring here. And then there was a big wall right here that went from this side all the way straight here. We knocked that whole wall out. It wasn't load bearing or anything, so we took it out. The kitchen was disgusting. We couldn't save those cabinets at all, so we ended up putting brand new cabinets, which you guys are gonna be so surprised the price that I got these cabinets, man. I think we spent less than $3,000 for all the cabinets in the whole house, which is insane. And I mean, there was people that were telling me that, where are you gonna get cabinets? You know, cabinets for 5, 6, 7 grand for a house like that. I ended up getting it for 2,800 bucks, more or less. And that's including the bathrooms. So we also did the quartz island. I wanted to do a center island here. I wanted it, you know, to be a really nice centerpiece in the room. Everything that's modern now is just nice, wide and open. People in this specific community, in this kind of zip code, they don't usually go with the island. Sometimes they'll just keep the little breakfast nook. I wanted this flip to really showcase, you know, the potential that you can, you know, make a space look really, really modern, even though it's not. And I designed everything myself. I picked out all the finishes myself, and I'm extremely proud with how everything came out. It's really eye-opening to, you know, pick every little thing out and then see it all come together. And, you know, it's a big puzzle piece that, you know, is going together one by one. And I mean, even these light fixtures. And what's also great is we got these in Amazon. So I ended up going to Home Depot, Lowe's, some, you know, Lamps Plus, a bunch of different stores that had all these different types of fixtures. And guys, literally the best deals are on Amazon, and with the Prime shipping, I'm getting these things in 1 to 2 days. Like, you cannot beat that. And then the selection, obviously, I'd go to 2, 3 different Home Depots trying to find some lights that I want. And I mean, I was maybe picking from 2 or 3, and even if, you know, they weren't in stock, I'd have to order it, and it wasn't gonna come for a week or 2. So, you know, if you guys are flipping homes, especially if you're in, you know, less than $500,000 price range, or even homes for $1 million, honestly, most of these light fixtures, Amazon's the way to go, guys. It really is. We're talking about from the hardware to the light fixtures to the ceiling fan to some of the plumbing. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just on Amazon, so that's definitely the route to go, and it saves you a ton of money. Some of these same things that, let's say like this faucet, I think on Home Depot was like $150. We might have spent 90 bucks on Amazon. So we literally cut our cost by half just ordering on Amazon. So we didn't do a fridge. There's a lot of flippers that don't do fridges. Fridges are usually like 2 to 3 grand. So we decided to not do the fridge, but we did include all the other appliances. So we have the dishwasher. They're all GE appliances, which is great. We got them at American Freight. Incredible price, and they were in stock, which we had to make 4 or 5 phone calls to different places to try to figure out, you know, if they had it in stock. Home Depot, Lowe's, those type of places, they usually do not carry the appliances in stock, so you're gonna have to order them a week or 2 in advance. I didn't have time for that. This property was done beginning to end 4.5, 5 weeks. So when we were ready to order these, I wanted some place that had them ready to go. And I think we spent maybe like 300 bucks on the dishwasher, spent about $1,000 between the stove and the microwave together. And I'm gonna have a little bit of a separate video outlining everything that we got and pretty much the cost of everything. And yeah, so that's gonna be exciting for you guys to see how much everything costs. So that way, whenever you go on a home and you wanna try to flip a home, or whether you're just buying a home for yourself and your family and you just wanna upgrade it, you're gonna know the cost of everything. So that way, you know, there's no general contractors that are out there trying to screw you guys over. So yeah, so to keep going with the kitchen, we did the white shaker cabinets, stainless steel appliances, black hardware, quartz countertop on the island. We did cabinets underneath the island as well. We did the 3 pendant lightings up on top, and we decided to do a bar all the way at the other corner of the property, which we'll go to now. And another thing I had to think about was whether I was gonna keep that bar or not. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it because I had leftover quartz from pretty much everything that we were doing. So it wasn't gonna be an extra cost to just get this extra quartz here, and to just drywall this and stucco and just get this put in was gonna be maybe 800 bucks. So this whole thing might have cost me about $1,000, $1,200 all in, including, you know, the electrical for the pendant lighting and the recessed lighting here. But in reality, it's, you know, in the buyer's eyes, I know this is not something that most of the homes have here in Vegas. So it's gonna be a big bonus, and it's gonna set me apart from all the other flippers in town that are doing the similar floor plan. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys is, if you guys remember in the beginning of the video, I was letting you guys know that we had an addition. So the addition started right about here. So this whole extra area right here is the addition that this floor plan has. And I did want to maximize that addition and just not, you know, have it be empty space. If this was just all open, I mean, what are you gonna put here? You know what I mean? There's nothing really that this space is utilized for. So the utility of just having a bar here, especially right next to the sliding doors in the pool. If you guys are having a little get together with friends, families, and you guys are having barbecues, just having that bar right there, right next to the pool and the sliding doors, perfect utilization. It was a big deal trying to figure this whole thing out, because if you guys remember back to all that stone that was around there, it was gonna be way too much money to demo it out. Way too much money. I think it was gonna be $4 to $5 grand to demo that whole all that stone, make it seamless, and just, you know, tile it over. And I didn't want to spend $4 or $5 grand. I maybe spent around $50K on the whole remodel of the house. So for me to spend $4 or $5K just on the fireplace alone, it wasn't gonna be, you know, wasn't gonna be worth it. Originally, I thought I was gonna leave it like that and paint it white, but you know, something just kept telling me to not do that. This house is just so beautiful, so modern, that it was just gonna screw up the whole property, at least in my eyes. I thought it was gonna leave a little bit of character if I left it, but in reality, it was just gonna look really dated and shitty. So what I ended up doing is getting a bunch of different quotes from people, looking up on YouTube, and figuring out that we can actually just put 2x4s around, drywall it, so bring it all out. So the stone fireplace is actually behind this drywall. So we pretty much enclosed it, right? And then we just did the tile around it, because obviously stucco with fire doesn't mix. So you have to make sure you put the tile around there. So when you do turn the fireplace on, you're not gonna burn down the whole house. So obviously tile is gonna be fireproof and it's not gonna catch fire. So we did the tile around, and I made sure that I matched this tile with the tile that we did in the bathroom. And then what's cool is it actually ended up matching the quartz really, really nicely. With the veins that it has. They're very similar kind of veins, very similar colors. And the other thing is the fireplace is pretty much the center of the room, right? So if you come from the front door, Sean, if you want to step back so Sean right now is in the front of the property. As soon as you open up the door, this is what you're gonna see. And what's right in the middle of it? The fireplace. So had this fireplace been on the back wall or on this wall, I maybe would have, you know, had a bigger discussion with myself about leaving it there. But because it is the centerpiece of the house, I wanted to make sure that it was gonna look seamless with the really modern touches that I have around the whole property. So I ended up doing it, and I'm so glad I did. Because it definitely wouldn't have looked nice if I just left it like that. So if you guys want to save money, I think it only cost me half that price that I was quoted. I think it was about $2,200 to $2,500 to just clean up that whole fireplace. So I ended up saving $2 to $3 grand just doing it that way. Let's see, the ceiling fan right here is beautiful. I went with a bigger ceiling fan because you have one in the middle with the recessed lighting around it. We did the daylight lights. There's different type of lights, so you guys got to make sure if you're picking out the lights that the daylights are the ones that are more white. So if you can see how the lights are a lot more white, that's what's going for more modern right now. I know you guys could see like the ones that are yellow. So make sure you guys use the daylights. Those are the ones that are really hitting right now. And yeah, so we have a super open floor plan, you know, beautiful light fixtures, beautiful ceiling fans, you know, new electrical, pretty much new everything. And if you guys want to follow me to the hallway, I'll show you the rest of the property here. So this is the secondary bathroom here. We got a brand new tub, and we did the tile from floor to ceiling. So make sure when you guys are doing remodels, you guys just go all the way up to the whole ceiling when you do it, because it's really kind of shitty when people just stop halfway. It makes the bathroom just look a lot more grand when you guys take the tile all the way up, floor to ceiling. You know, I think this was even a little lower, so we moved it up a little bit as well, which is nice. It's always good to move the shower head up. It just, again, it makes the bathroom look a lot nicer. Also, we did a little space here for, you know, all your soaps and conditioners and shampoos. Went with black on the hardware as well, so it keeps it seamless. The luxury planking, we could have done tile in here, but again, the luxury vinyl planking is waterproof, so we decided to just keep it. We went with overmount sinks. I went with a more farm style kind of look with this home, so I wanted to do the overmount sinks. We had a little bit of a problem where I ended up buying faucets that barely came up to here, and so I had to return those and then get the tall ones. So make sure if you guys are doing overmount sinks when you do your remodels, that you guys get at least, these are I believe 14 inches. The ones that we got before were like 8 to 9, so make sure you guys get really tall faucets. And then we got the new fixtures. I think these were about 90 bucks on Home Depot. We got the light fixtures in the mirror, and then these are the same white shaker cabinets that we got from Home Depot. And then we went with a dual flush toilet, which is, again, it looks really nice and modern. And yeah, so we're here done with this bathroom. Let me take you guys into the secondary bedrooms. So all we did was just carpet, put new ceiling fans here, and we put the new closet doors. If you guys remember, there was gold trim all over here. These are actually new doors. We ended up just putting new ones. And then we put obviously the carpet in the closets as well, painted everything white. So yeah, bedrooms are pretty simple. We also ended up keeping this. This is one of the only other things that we kept is these little doors here for the linens. And then we have a door here. We did put a new door here. So have a medicine cabinet. We still got to put the carpet in there, finishing touches, but there it is. And then what I do like about this home is, again, all the bedrooms are pretty good sizes, and this bedroom actually has a walk-in closet, which is not common for, you know, a property of this model to have the walk-in closet. So we painted it all white, new door handles, and a new ceiling fan, new carpet in here as well. And we went with the gray carpet in here because, again, I was going for a more modern farm style. So just make sure, I think that the beige carpets are outdated. So if you guys, even if you guys are going with a farm style that's a little more beige on the flooring, make sure that you put a lot of black and grays into your flip, just because it's gonna keep it a little more contemporary. And now for the master bedroom. So this primary bedroom had really 2 small closets, and it had a terrible master bathroom. And the master bedroom, closet, and the kitchen is where you're gonna make the most money on your flips. So you got to make sure that if you are overextending on the flips and you're putting a lot of money into it, that it's going into the master bathroom and the kitchen. So if you can see in this master, we have this closet right here. And this closet was pretty similar to the one we had there. This whole piece was in here. So we added a whole walk-in closet because I did want a his and hers closet. I thought the property going for the $450 price range that we're gonna be going for, it absolutely was missing a master closet. And there was actually a lot of argument on if it was gonna make the room a little too small if I added this closet. But you know what, I think the room is a really, really good size, and just bringing it out from that end to here, just, you know, I don't think it really did much. I think a king size bed still fits in here fine, a queen, and the TV could go right there perfectly. So I'm super proud of this bathroom because it was not easy trying to figure out where everything was gonna go. It was so small. We had to change so many things around, and you know, it drove me crazy at night trying to figure out how to do this. But I think after like the second night, I figured out how to just redesign everything. And yeah, so let me explain to you guys a little bit what we did here. We went with the dual vanities, overmount sinks, white shaker cabinets, quartz countertops, nice single black mirrors, and then the overhead lights. So if you guys remember, there was actually a window right here. There was a weird little cutout of a countertop here with no cabinets at the bottom. And then the vanities were this way. So we had the double, I think it had a single sink. It had a single sink here, and then it was just countertop. It was just cultured marble, which is very cheap. And then it had, you know, the weird ugly mirrors. The toilet was all the way on that end. And then we had a wall right here. So this toilet was actually right over there, and there was a wall that came from here all the way there. And we had a little opening of a door here, a small little shower on this corner, and the toilet there. So I ended up knocking the whole wall out, making this whole thing the master shower, dual shower heads, and just, you know, floor to ceiling tile, and then obviously with a really beautiful backsplash And then we did the whole glass door, you know, wall to wall, and then moved the toilet from that end here. We actually had to replumb the whole thing. And then the window that was here, we had to close it all out and then move all the plumbing from this side of the house, this side of the wall to this other side. So all in all, this must have been like I actually think I got a good deal on it. It was like maybe 8 to 9 grand. They'll quote me on that on the next video. I'll confirm with you guys how much the whole expense was to do this whole bathroom, but this is where most of my money went in, just because I redesigned the whole layout, moved the plumbing, moved the electrical, moved absolutely everything. So yeah. Alright guys, so some of the things we learned while doing this flip is definitely go with flat paint. The paint, I wanted to go with like a gloss or a semi-gloss to see how it would turn out. And just believe me, go with flat paint. The semi-gloss, it really shouts and just brightens everything up where you can see all the imperfections in the house. So the flat paint just looks so much nicer, and if you're going with matte flat finishes and things like that, you just definitely want to stick with flat paint. So from now on, all my flips, they're all gonna have flat paint. I tried the semi-gloss and we had to repaint the whole house because I just absolutely hated it. The other thing is when you buy fixtures on Amazon, sometimes you're not gonna get you know, certain things. Like for example, with these light fixtures that we did, the mount that went on it was a little too small, and so I actually had to buy bigger mounts just so, you know, it looked a lot neater, because they were called mini pendant lightings. And the problem was that the mini were so small that the frame just looked tiny, so I ended up getting those bigger frames to be able to make it look a lot cleaner. But yeah, go with the flat paint. When you guys are getting your Amazon stuff, make sure that, you know, if you need to order, like for example, the faucets, you might need to order the plumbing separately, things like that. So that's the only downside to ordering stuff on Amazon is, you know, you may get the items and then they may not seem, you know, like how they actually look. Another example is the light bulbs. So for example, these light bulbs that we have here for the chandelier, all of these lights were actually the warm yellow lights. So I actually had to change all the light bulbs in here to go with the daylight lights that are, you know, throughout the whole property. So yeah, just little details like that you guys have to make sure when you order on Amazon, things like that, you guys are paying attention to. All right, come on to the backyard. So this was another big reason why this house sold me on, you know, being a good flip. Homes in Vegas, one story with pools are really desired. So yeah, going and having this big nice patio cover, having this big huge pool with a diving board and everything was just, you know, really, really awesome. I think I got the house for $155 a square foot, and I don't think anything in Vegas sells with a pool and a one-story for under $200 a foot. So it was incredible to, you know, have this deal, and it was already in a great condition. This little tile right here is going to cost me about $400 to fix. Luckily, we were able to take the photos like that, and then we're just going to photo edit them, make sure you know, it looks nice and clean. But the pool guy's going to come in about 24 hours and fix all that up, so it'll be ready for showings. Unfortunately, his machine broke as soon as he was going to do it this morning. So, but yeah, that was just a $400 expense. We were deciding if we were going to paint this whole concrete area in the back, but we decided to leave it as is. What we did paint is all the back wall. So the whole back wall we painted white. We put white rocks everywhere. We didn't touch the landscaping in the back. All we did was the white rocks. And then we painted it white. The whole exterior, obviously, of the home, you know, matches the stucco in the back wall. And then we do have this really cool area here that I wanted to put some synthetic grass and make it into a nice fireplace area, but it was just, I had already gone, you know, where my budget was at. We just put white rocks pretty much everywhere. But if my budget did permit me, I probably would have done synthetic turf here and made it a nice little fireplace area. But you know what, like, I did so many extra things, like the master bathroom, the fireplace, you know, going with a big island and, you know, things like that, where I don't think it's not gonna sell because I don't have synthetic grass in the back. It has the pool, it has the closet, it has the bathroom. So that was just something I wanted to leave out. If it would have been in a more desirable neighborhood that's you know, maybe selling above 600,000, I probably would have done it. But for the price range that we're in, I don't think it's really necessary. Also, we had a bunch of cables that were from previous TV companies, and they came out of the wall and all around this house. So there was a bunch of nasty cables just around the whole back. So we took all that out and just cleared it all out. So it would look nice and clean here in the back. The cool thing is also all the pool equipment works, and it does, the pool heater works as well, which is pretty clean. Most homes in this condition, most homes that are flips, if they have pool heaters and things like that, usually those things don't work. And then another neat thing is we have some really nice views here. So the whole city lights up at night and you can actually see it from this elevated part of the lot. All right guys, so just a little recap to let you guys know the, couple of the tips I gave you guys. So if you're doing a flip, make sure that you're gonna open up the floor plan. Opening up the floor plan is probably the #1 thing that I would recommend you guys do. If there's any walls that can be knocked out so you have an open floor plan, make sure you do it. Open floor plans are in more than anything right now. If you guys have an opportunity to also change the breakfast nooks to do a nice big island, people love the big islands, make sure you do that. It's really not, you're not gonna save a ton of money by not doing it, so you might as well just do it. If you're already changing the cabinets and the quartz countertops, might as well just full send in, put the nice island in. Again, the flooring, a lot of the grays are actually getting dated now. I'm seeing a lot of flippers that are actually doing the farm style, the beige flooring with the white paint rather than the grays. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna stay with the same style for a couple of the different flips. There might be 1 or 2 that I might go back to the gray because it's still in, but it is transitioning over. And then the other thing is fixtures. Make sure you guys get your fixtures on Amazon. It's the best place to get it. You get the cheapest prices and you also get the delivery of Prime and you get the most selection. So not only are you getting the best deal, but you're getting the most options possible, and you're gonna get everything in the time frame that you needed to get it in. So make sure you order your fixtures on Amazon. And my next tip would be make sure that you guys also go for neutral colors. Don't get too crazy with accents, reds, blues. Just be very careful when you're doing that. You wanna make sure that your flip is for the mass audience, not specific people. So make sure that everything kind of stays neutral and everybody's gonna go for, the type of style that you're doing your flipping. And then if you're gonna put, a lot of money into your things and you're wondering, where should I put the most money, make sure it's going in your kitchen and going into your master bathroom. Master bathroom and kitchens are the 2 biggest ones that you guys really need to focus on and need to make those stand out more than anything else. So if you're on a limited budget, just make sure you at least take care of the kitchen, take care of the master bathroom as best as possible. So yeah, thank you Wolfpack for watching my channel. And you know what, I'm gonna leave you guys with a really, really cool golden nugget tip here. So how I found this home, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, how the hell did he get this really good deal on this property, right? I actually woke up one day in the morning, probably 6 a.m., started hunting for deals like I always do, and I went on a hot sheet that said, that gives me the price reduction properties and properties that just came back on the market. So these are properties that were listed, already went under contract, were closing, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, the deal got canceled. So this property was one of those properties that was already under contract. It was already a really good deal. It was listed at 320 when it was really worth. The appraisal actually came in at 345 for this, 345, 350 even. So it was worth 345, 350. They had it at 320 to sell it quick, and then it fell out of escrow and I came in with a cash deal. Some of those really good deals, you're gonna need to find motivated sellers. And so if you're looking for properties that have just decreased their price and have also just fell out of the market, these are people that, you gotta think their emotions are, this property sold, they're going somewhere else, they're gonna get the money for the house that they wanted, and then all of a sudden they get the bad news that, sorry, it's not closing, you're gonna have to put the house back in the market, have to show the property again, have to re-deal with that whole process again, which is really stressful for a lot of sellers, especially if you don't have a good agent, right? So these are people that are already stressed out. So I actually came in the moment this property fell out, the moment they decreased the price, they were in at 320, I offered them 290 cash as is, no contingencies, done deal. And for them to just hear that they had an offer that was, kind of close to kind of what they were looking for, but I was gonna buy the property as is. I wasn't gonna do inspections, I wasn't gonna do appraisals. This was gonna be a cash deal, and it was just gonna be a seamless transaction, and in 10 days they could still get rid of this house. To them, it was like, you know what, it's worth me letting the house go for that price because he's making it so easy for me to just transition into the next home. And so that was the scenario with this home, but it was because I was the first one to call as soon as this property fell on the market, sent in the offer right away, and then they accepted it. So I got the price I think was $292, but I also represented myself as the buyer. The seller's paying me commission, so I got about 8 or 9 grand on top of that $292, which actually reduced the price to pretty much like $283 or something like that. So that's how I got the property. So yeah, if you guys are looking for really good deals, I mean, look at the properties that have just fell off from the market and have also been reduced significantly in price. I think they originally started at 340, came down to 320. From the 320, I got them down to 290. So yeah, those are some really good hints on where to find the deals, guys. So now we're gonna be relisting at 450. If all goes well, we should make about $70,000 profit at that 450 range. We put about 50 grand into the home. So bought at 283, put 50 grand into it. I did use a hard money loan on it. I put 20% down. Hard money is technically cash. So I'll have another separate video on how to get a hard money loan, where to find these lenders that are gonna give you up that cash. So when you put in cash offers, they're really not technically cash, they're just private money or hard money. Even people that have the cash, there's no reason to be spending your own cash to be, you know, when you can be lending some of that money and not risking your own money for, you know, 2 points and a high interest rate. So I'll definitely have a separate video on how to find those hard money loans and how to get you guys a couple more of these really sweet deals that I'm finding. So appreciate you guys coming to my channel. Thank you so much, Wolfpack. I hope you guys learned a little bit, you know, from each and every video, and hopefully through this, you know, all these videos that I'm going to be making, you guys are learning a lot with me. So thank you guys.